The real estate market right now, it's like riding a roller coaster, blindfolded, with no seatbelt. Prices are going up, they're going down, they're going sideways, sometimes all in the same week. So here's the question. How do you actually know what your home is worth, whether you're selling or buying? Well, today I'm going to give you the exact method I've taught to clients and agents to nail that number. And we're going to talk about real stories of sellers who got it right and some who learned the hard way. Because pricing a home wrong can cost you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hi there. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Larry Fleischman, your Southern California real estate broker who shares real stories and real experiences to help you make smart real estate decisions. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, I post new content every week that breaks down the real estate process, helps you make smarter decisions and avoid costly mistakes. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Okay, let's get into it. I'll start with a story that I'm not going to forget. Just a couple of months ago, a seller that I know who lived in a beautiful neighborhood right here in Southern California. The market was shifting, interest rates were creeping up, and buyers were getting, cautious. So these folks, they met with 3 agents. 2 of them were very experienced active agents. They said the home was worth about $900,000. The 3rd agent said, "Oh, I can get you 1.4 million." Well, guess who they went with? Fast forward 6 months, 3 price drops, countless showings, and mounting frustration. They sold for $800,000. That's not just a bad day. That's a $600,000 swing from what they thought they'd get, and $100,000 less if they've just priced it correctly from the start. When a real estate agent shares their value estimate with you, it's got to be based on strong current local market data. And you need to see this data. So be sure that whoever you're meeting with shows you the support for whatever number they give you, whether it's 900,000 or 1.4 million. Overpricing isn't just a number problem, it's a momentum problem. When a home first hits the market, that's your golden window. Buyers are watching, agents are watching, and the excitement, it's high. You price too high, and buyers just scroll on past. And agents are going to tell their clients, it's overpriced. Let's wait for the price to drop. Your listing becomes stale, and the only people making offers are the ones looking for a bargain. Hey, in Sam and Diane's case, their dream of a $1.5 million sale was based on one comp, a brand new construction home a couple of miles away that sold for $2 million. Their home was pushing 20 years older, smaller, it needed updates. We're talking apples and oranges. But they wanted to believe it. So they ignored the data, and it cost them dearly. Hey, I'm trying to help you here, and I'm giving you the same information that I share with my clients when I go on a listing presentation. There are 4 numbers you have got to know before you price a home. All right, so the first is appraised value. What's your home worth on paper? Based on recent sales, square footage, condition, and location. The second is market value. What's a buyer willing to pay right now based on supply, demand, and urgency? And the third is the price to sell now. This is your fire sale price. If you had to sell today, no prep, no upgrades. And finally, there's list price, the number that you actually put on the market after factoring in strategy. Now, appraised value looks back at sales for the last 3 to 6 months. Market value looks at what's happening in the market at the moment. And those 2 numbers, they're not always the same. I had clients who I'm just going to call Mark and Elena, who bought during the height of a crazy hot market. Their appraisal came in at $780,000. Market value, easily $840,000 because there were 0 other homes like it for sale in the area. And these folks, they had made offers on other homes where people were willing to pay significantly more than the appraised values of these properties. So there were multiple offers, and Mark and Elena, they really needed to get to a certain school district before the year started. They were willing to pay over appraised value to lock it in. And that is market value in action, when timing, emotion, and scarcity combine to push a price higher. So flip the script. I also had a client whose home appraised at $900,000, but the market had cooled fast. Interest rates jumped, inventories piling up, and suddenly buyers have options. Well, we quickly adjusted, priced aggressively, and sold for $875. Still a really good outcome because we were realistic. If we'd chased that 900,000 number, they'd still be sitting on the market today. Okay, here's how you figure out your home's real value. Step 1, check Zillow or Redfin for their estimate. Now look, neither of these should be considered gospel. Look at the address that I'm sharing on the screen. Zillow shows a value of $924,900 and Redfin on the same day, the same time, a value of $809,626. That's over a $115,000 difference. So remember, this is just a starting point. Step 2, pull the active listings in your exact neighborhood. Look, you need to be hyper local here. Don't look at homes miles away. You and your realtor, you know your neighborhood. If crossing a certain street or highway changes the neighborhood, then don't look across. Stay in your hyper local market to be accurate. Okay, then you want to look at the pictures. Better yet, visit the listing. Compare the condition, the square footage, the yard size, and the features to your home and your property. Step 3, pull sales from the last 3 to 6 months in that same area. And hey, listen, please don't go out further than 6 months. The market can and is shifting. So as I record this video today, I'd recommend staying closer to that 3-month mark. All right, step 4, be brutally honest. Look, if your home needs updates or lacks features that buyers want, adjust down. If it's got a rare selling point, then adjust up. And when I say a rare selling point, it's not a personal touch that you added, like a mural on the wall. Something that's so personal and meaningful to you, it's got to be something that's unique to the buyers, not you. When you take this approach, you remove emotion from pricing. You're not picking numbers based on hope, you're picking them based on proof. And you avoid the trap of chasing the market down, which is where sellers lose the most money. Here's another story. Sam and Sue wanted to move closer to their kids and grandkids and downsize into a single-story home in a specific 55 and over community. They looked at several single-story homes that were all almost identical in floor plan. One was extremely unique in the community. It stood on its own at the end of the development. No neighbors on either side. It looked out to the beautiful community gardens. It had paid solar and tons of upgrades. Another home they saw had a very large backyard, but it needed work. And another one that sat on an adorable green space where they could sit and have coffee and say hello to their neighbors. Well, the first house sold for a premium. It sold for $855,000 after 42 days. The second one that needed work, well, it's still available after over 400 days at $745. And the adorable one on the green space, it sold in 3 days for $772,000 just a week ago. Well, fast forward, another home came available 3 doors down on the green space. This one was nearly identical in every way to the one on the green space, and Sam and Sue loved it. They offered the seller $775,000, a bit more than the comp 3 doors down, and the seller said no thank you. So Sam and Sue offered $800,000 to the seller, and he said he wanted $850,000. The seller was comparing his property to something that was unique in many ways: location, features, condition. And to make a long story short, Sam and Sue, they passed on the home. And I'm sure you've guessed it, it hasn't sold. Look, if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Price your home based on reality, not fantasy. Get 2 or 3 options and opinions from active, experienced agents, people who sell multiple homes a year, not just the family friend who sold one last year. And if you don't know where to start, reach out. Look, if you're thinking about buying or selling in my area, or if you're just lost in the sea of info, let's talk. Reach out, ask a question. My team and I are here to help. And hey, If you're watching this from outside of Southern California and thinking, gee, Larry, I wish you could help me where I live, well, I've got some good news. Even if you're not in my area, I've got your back. I have a trusted network of real estate professionals all across the country, people that I've trained with and personally know. These are agents who share my personal commitment to putting clients first and treating people like family. So if you need help buying or selling anywhere, just reach out. I'd be happy to connect you with someone who's going to care for you just like I would. Because every home has a story, and when you work with the right strategy, the story's going to end exactly how you want it to. If you found this interesting or helpful, hit that like button, please subscribe, and comment below. I'd really love to hear about your experiences with home prices where you live. Thanks for watching, and remember, every home has a story. Let's write yours together. So we'll see you in the next video. Stay classy, SoCal, and remember, for all things real estate, sell or buy, Larry's your guy.